Hello everybody, TechNolli here. We got a really cool video today. We have got the 14 Gen i9-14900K processor running this system. And it is a monster. We're going to run benchmarks on it. We're going to show you what it can do in Cinebench and Logic Pro. And we have hot plug working for our Apollo Twin right here. As you can see, right there we go. And here is our system. And she is a beauty. I'm only running 32 gigs of RAM right now, but we're going to show you what it can do. All right, let's switch over to the screen capture software and get into this one. Hello everybody. Thanks for clicking on the video and coming to check this out. This is really going to be a fun video. I want to show you a couple of things. I'm going to shamelessly plug my website, okay? So if you go over to TechNolli, TechNolli.com, if you don't want to build this machine, you can buy it. It's right here. Build a Hackintosh, start building, and you're right here. This is the 14 Gen Monster. Click buy it now. You can configure it any way you want. You can add a secondary hard drive or NVMe. You can add RAM. You can lower the processor. So if you don't want to build it, this is where you can come to get it. And then the EFI will be available for this motherboard right here. And everything does work on this, including Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. Everything is functional, so you'll really enjoy this one. Runs great on Sonoma. It would also run perfectly fine on Ventura or Monterey. So if you want to not jump up so many generations, you can with this particular EFI, or even the build purchase, you can put on there whatever operating system you want. Okay, so let's get into this. So we're going to run Geekbench 6. Now, in the first video of this system that I did, I was looking at the scores of Geekbench, and when I do these videos, I don't do any test previous on, scores and benchmarks until I'm actually doing the video. And when I was doing the video, I was like, well, this is weird. Why are these scores low? And so when I posted the video and everything, and everybody else was making comments and saying, well, wait a minute, my scores are better than that. And why are these scores low? This is no good, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, I've got to tweak my EFI. So what I did was, I switched from the SM BIOS from Mac Pro 7,1 to iMac Pro 1,1. That made a huge difference. And then we also added the CPU friend KEXT in the system. There's actually 2 KEXT that go in there. And we've got some much better scores, and I want to show them to you real quick, okay? So let's get in here and run Geekbench. And when we are done, we'll come back and take a look at the scores. Okay, so here we are, guys. Look at these scores. Much better, much better. Notice here, we have the iMac Pro 1,1. That is what we are using in, let me show you, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't want you guys to be blind to what's going on here. I want you to understand. So we're going to open up our EFI on this system. We're going to go over here to Platform Info, and this is where you change your system product name, also known as SM BIOS. This is what I had it on before. Okay, so we'll just leave this alone. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to save anything. So here's our scores. Now let's compare these scores to a real Mac. All right, so let's go over here and take a look. Now, I did look at these, and we've got some much better scores. So we have 3,000 and 17,000, pretty much. Single score, 3,000. It's above any Mac. Okay, now I'm impressed. This is the Mac Studio, and this is the M2 Max. Now, they just came out with the M3. We'll see how these scores compare to that. But we're above on any single score. On multi-score, we're a little lower, but we're right here. Mac Pro from 2023, an M2 Ultra, and the Mac Studio M1 Ultra. So right here. So now we are looking at much better scores. Now, I'm going to go ahead and run these scores too, just to see if they're any better than what we had last time. Okay, so let's go over here and let's run those, and we'll come right back. Okay, guys, so on the OpenCL score, we can see that the numbers are still the same, because here we are on graphics. Okay, so 94,000, it's right up here, the same as the other scores on the multi. You know, we're right in between the Mac Pro M2 Ultra and the Mac Studio M1 Ultra. So we're right there. Now let's just jump over and do metal real quick, and we'll be right back. Okay, so here we are back with the metal score, and it's basically the same as it was previously. I think the other one was 183,000. So again, right between these two models, the Mac Pro and the Mac Studio. So excellent, excellent. I'm feeling better about this now. Now let's go ahead and run Cinebench. I'm going to go ahead and run that now, and then we'll get into Logic Pro and see how that is. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this. And again, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I didn't want you to miss seeing this screen, the rendering screen here. This is the last time through. And we are definitely going to beat the numbers from the original score. I can already see it's above 30,000. All right. Yeah. So we're at 36,094, which is way higher than that Threadripper 2990 that we were below on the previous score. So now we've got a Mac that is performing. All right. All right. So let's get out of here and let's go to Logic. Now, in the last Logic Pro test that I did, I had, I don't know, one or two people state that I should be using real plugins instead of the plugins that come with Logic. I will do that, and we'll see what numbers this thing comes up with. And guess what, guys? I had to add more tracks. All right, first of all, I'm going to run at 96 hertz, okay? So when you're using a DAW, you can set your system to record at different rates. So, recording project right here, audio. All right, so the sample rate we're using right now is 96. We're also going to try 48, and then we'll default back down to 44.1. There's a lot of opinions about what you should record at. I think most people record at 48, but I want to show you everything. For those that do record at 96, I wanted to show you what this system's able to do. All right, guys, so what we've got here is, well, how many tracks do we have turned on? 460 tracks at 96 sample rate. And I'll come up here to show you that all of them are on. We've still got the electric piano as an instrument, but then we've got these UAD plugins. All right, so we've got compressor, we've got tape, we have got EQ, and we have a channel strip, and we have lexicon reverb on every channel. Okay, I'm just closing these. I'm not turning them off. All right, and let's see. Oh, okay, and over here, don't want to forget this. We're using the Thunderbolt, and we're at 128 buffers. Okay, let's see. Before I forget, which I always do forget, let's turn on the meter. Okay, 460 tracks, and we're pretty much maxed out, but that's at 96 sample rate and all of those plugins, and those are, you know, heavy duty plugins. Um, these are plugins that would be used by a lot of professionals, and not just the plugins built into Logic. So 460 tracks. Very impressive. All right, let's keep all of the plugins and everything the same, but let's drop this to 48. And we will continue to watch our meter. Now we just have the 460 tracks right here. Let me go down to the bottom, running. 460. So let's see if we just double that. Let's see if we can run it. I'm not sure. I have not done this one. So 460 be 920. 920. Turn them on. Let's see what happens. And no problem. 920 tracks at 48. Okay? Now, I think that's, everybody would say that that's enough tracks, but I just want to see it fail. So I'm going to turn on 1,000 tracks and hit it. We're still at 48. And it looks like it's going to hold. No system overload yet. So there we are. 1,000 tracks at 48 sample rate. That's unbelievable. I want to see it fail. So let me add another 50 tracks. Turn them on. We'll hit it. Oh, looks like it's going to hold. 1,050 tracks. Unbelievable. I haven't tested this that hard. But I did test 41 or 44.1. I keep saying 41. 44.1. So let's just take it up to 1,100 tracks. Still at 48 sample rate right here. Still holding. Okay, that's 1,100. I don't want this to get boring. 1,150. See if we get a fail. 1,150 tracks at 48 sample rate. That's crazy. And it's holding. It's 100%, but it's holding. 1,200. 1,200 tracks. There we go. Let's hit it. Come on. I think you've proven yourself worthy, but let's see if you're going to fail on us. Jeez, unbelievable. Now the CPU fans are spinning up, on the cooler, but it's holding. Unbelievable. Let's just go up to 1,300, and we've got to see a fail at 1,300. I don't want you guys to think I'm doing something wrong here. 1300. This is where they normally fail, right here. And it made it past. Unbelievable. 1400. 1400 tracks right there. 1400. Well, this is almost as good as the 44.1 that I tested. It's unbelievable. Still holding. Let me just go to 1500. This is getting to be kind of ridiculous, right? All right, let's see here. 1500 tracks at 48 sample rate. 5 UAD plugins on every channel, on every MIDI channel. 1500 tracks. It's still holding. It's like this thing has no end. We were only able to do 800 at 44.1 before on the first go around. This is a monster. We're at 1600 tracks. And it's not failing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I've got 1659 tracks here. Let's just see if it fails. Still holding. All right. I'm not even going to test it at 44.1 because we're at 1659 tracks, and I will go all the way back up to the top just to show you that they're all on. They're all running. 1659 tracks. That is absolutely insane. Wow. Okay. Yep. There they are. We're back up to 1 right there. So there we go. Making those changes made this thing the monster I thought it would be in the beginning when I did this video, when I wanted to build this system. It is just crazy. So there you go, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun with this and seeing some real numbers, and I'm really impressed. Let me know what you guys think now with these numbers. The reason I deleted the first video is because I didn't want you guys to not see, if I did a part 2 video, to not see these numbers. So that's why I just decided I'm going to delete the video. I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea that this is not a fantastic build. So here we go. We'll stick with this video. I'm happy with it. I hope you are too, and we'll see you on the next one.